Roger, in your own words, could you just describe what you think about when you hear the word diabetes?
Well, I think it's something that under certain conditions can be controlled, but in today's society with processed foods and all that, I think it makes it more difficult than ever. And most people that have it try to control it, but it's difficult to do. It's hard to do.
And you told me your wife has diabetes?
My wife has type 2 diabetes, has had for 8 to 10 years, and she pretty well controls it with medicine. She's not on insulin yet, but she pretty well controls it with medicine.
And do other people in her family have diabetes?
No one else in her family. No, but everybody in my family on my mother's side had it, and I don't have it.
Really? So
I hope.
So far, you're free, huh?
Right.
Are you concerned?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
And in your wife taking care of herself, what does she say is the most difficult thing to do?
Well, watch what she eats. Probably the hardest thing is what to fix. She tries to cook for me too. Of course, I can eat whatever she fixes. It don't make any difference. We eat a lot of meals out, and it's tough trying to eat out and control your diet as to what you get, because whatever you order, you have to take what you get. You have no idea maybe what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, she has neuropathy of her feet, and that's probably her biggest problem. She don't have, in walking, she says she don't know where her feet's at. So I kind of help her with that. But she gets around on her own. She works. And does housework, help them in the business. But she goes out someplace, she usually takes a cane.
Mm-hmm. And your children?
Nothing showed up yet. I have 2 girls and a boy, and nothing has showed up in any of them.
Do you talk to them about taking care of themselves?
Well, not really, just in conversation about her mother or something like that, but they see what it is. And my youngest is 51 years old, so I think he can figure out pretty well what it is.
Do you see your children doing things to kind of support their mom?
Well, no, not really, because they just don't do that much together. They have their own families to raise and their own things to do, to visit and all this. But as far as help, if anybody needs help, we do, but we don't rely on it.
Mm-hmm. Does your wife belong to a support group? Or?
No. Well, she's been coming down here to these diabetic classes and stuff they've been having here at the school for the last year, or at the hospital, not school, but she's made most of them, and she comes because she likes the recipes and stuff that they offer, and she tries them. But she don't belong to no support group.
And did she go through some diabetes education classes?
Just what the schools here, the hospital here has offered. She's been to several of those.
Just here lately?
Well, over the years, they've had them on different things, like a weight program for to lose weight, and she went and took exercises and down to the Friends Center up to Wheelersburg, and she took in a lot of that.
So she's done several things over the years. And you live a little ways from the hospital.
Oh, about 16, 17 miles.
Is that a problem for her to?
No. I usually take her, but she can take herself. She still drives. She has to. She don't like to, but she can drive.
What do you think are the risk factors that we need to be concerned about in trying to prevent diabetes?
Well, that's a tough question. I think it's more or less inherited in your genes. The risk factors, some people become invalids over it real quick, and some it don't seem to ever bother them, and some weigh a ton, and some couldn't make a shadow of the sunshine on them, and it'd just be hard to pick out something as what is a risk factor, other than perhaps genes.
Okay. Do any of your wife's friends offer her support? Do they also have diabetes? Or?
I don't know of a friend she's got supposedly has it.
Okay.
We know some acquaintances got them through the school and all, but as far as visiting back and forth and talking on the telephone and this sort of thing, I don't know of any of her friends that really have diabetes.
So when she came to the group session
Yeah.
here, that might have been one of the first times she really was in talking with a lot of other folks.
Yeah, I think she learned a lot how they handle things, and she's picked up from that on certain things. And of course, like anybody else, you have a habit of doing what you want to do.
It's hard to change, isn't it?
It sure is. Sure is.
The older we get, the harder it is.
That's right, and
too.
I ain't getting no younger, and she ain't either.
What kinds of things do you think people in the communities can do to help prevent diabetes?
I really couldn't answer that. I just don't know what people could do. I think it's something that it's an individual thing, and I don't know if people in the community could do anything to help you. Mm-hmm. Sympathize with you or something, but that don't help you. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I really don't. I think sometimes we get too much money involved in cures for diabetes and things like this that it becomes a money maker rather than a cure-all. Mm-hmm. That's my own personal opinion. Mm-hmm. And how can you collect on something for 20 years and never make no headway? Never make no headway. Mm-hmm. I mean,
did your wife check her blood?
Oh yeah. And she takes an A1C test every 3 months, and if she can tell when her sugar's up a little or down, it don't get up in the 200 and 300 range. It gets, I think about high she's ever had is 171. Mm-hmm. But she can tell when gets.
Does she take insulin?
No.
Okay.
No.
So she doesn't have any problem with low blood sugars?
No.
Yeah. It sounds like she does pretty well.
I think she does. Mm-hmm. Of course, she might have a different idea, but.
What do you think is an important thing that we could tell people about diabetes?
Well, you have to realize that if you know somebody's got it, I mean, you have to. I don't think you have to show them any favoritism or all, but in eating and all, don't come to visit and bring a bunch of cakes and all this stuff. Just kind of, if you have some questions, ask them. Mm-hmm. Ask them. But people that's never been exposed to it, I don't think they know anything about it.
Yeah.
Know anything about it.
You hear people talking much about diabetes?
No, I don't.
Not a topic that comes up. You're a lot of places.
A lot of people.
And
very seldom.
What about cancer? Does that come up?
Cancer comes up occasionally, a lot more often than diabetes does. Yes.
Why do you think that's so?
Well, cancer is more visible in most cases. Skin cancer, melanomas, and this sort of thing. And people have cancer, they give them the treatments, and their hair all falls out. People can see there's a problem. But diabetes, maybe other than weight or something, and then they're guessing unless they ask. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I think cancer is a lot more visible.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you've lived a long, healthy life.
Well,
what's the secret?
Well, if I took better care of if I know I was going to live as long, I'd have taken better care of myself. But I work every day. I've had a lot of medical problems. I've had 2 open heart surgeries. I don't know whether you want this on tape or not, but I've got 2 artificial knees. I got shot and lost a kidney, shot a hole through my diaphragm, my lung. Like I said, 2 open heart surgeries, stent put in, pacemaker, all this stuff. And I couldn't wait to get back to work. And I see so many people with sicknesses that just go home and sit down and die. Hey, I like to work. That's the greatest privilege you have is working. The greatest privilege I believe we have is being able to work. I went to work when I felt so confounded bad I didn't work, get the car door open or not. But I got there. As the day went on and get busy, forget about your problems. But too many people let it bother them too much, I think. It's not a problem, don't misunderstand me, but lots of things they can do and just won't.
And your wife's really worked alongside you,
Yep,
too, hasn't
yep. She's been right there all 42 years of the business we're in, and she was there. If make it to 22nd of September, we've been married 60 years.
Wow.
So she's been there all along.
And now, I know you're an auctioneer, so a lot of time at auctions, they don't have the healthiest foods.
Oh, that's true. Just fast food. That's all you can get normally. But people just want a quick snack and something to drink. Mm-hmm. And you go out there, and you can't sit down and eat at an auction. If you're interested in the auction, you got to be there. Mm-hmm. But usually fast foods and drinks, and that's it. Coffee, soda. Some of that's not the best for you, but.
Now, I'm going to ask you to think about something here a minute. If I know you're an auctioneer, mm-hmm. You're pretty good with words.
No.
I've heard you. If you were going to try to auction off good health and the things you need to do to take care of yourself and have a good, healthy life, what might that sound like?
Well, I think you'd have to get in the food line. You'd have to have both the good, bad, and indifference, and explain them as you go along what it is. And it'll all sell. It'll all sell. People think you're getting a bargain. It sells, whether it's what they want or not. It's something that you have to be aware of and take care of it. Don't just let it keep going. Some days, I think with anything, you have some days feeling fine, and you could be in the worst of health. But in auctioning it off, I think you'd have to explain what you're selling, and you'll find out who's interested and who's looking for a bargain.
Okay, I'm trying to get you to give me a little of that auctioneer kind of chatter.
All right, and how many dollars on it? Who'll give me a $5 bill? I got 5 and 1 7.5. 7.5, give me 7.5, 7.5, and now 10. 10, 10, 15, 15, 15, 20, 20, 20, 20. Who'll give me $20 bill? So $15, number 7.
And if you wanted to sell me on how to live a good life or how to have good health, how would that sound?
Well, I think it could be worked into the same way, but you just have to tell people not talk so fast that they can't understand you. In the auction business, people say they can't understand the auctioneer, and that's true, because normally he's not saying anything except watch for the price. Watch for the price and what he's selling. Same thing if you're selling health. If I'm selling you something for diabetes, don't be slipping something in for a sore toe, to hook people. Keep it straight and narrow.
Good advice.
Well, and if you're going to doctor for it, try to do what your doctors tell you to do. Some of them don't tell you nothing. Some of them tell you things that's impossible to do, and some doctors pay attention. Mm-hmm. It's just that simple.
And that's pretty much all the questions I have. Is there anything that you want to share?
No, I just think people with diabetes certainly have a problem, but I think it can be controlled if they have the desire to do it. Some people want to be sick, in my opinion. They want people to feel sorry for them, and some don't. Which one do you want to elect to be? The one that does or the one that don't?